Mnyandu is my colleague there, talking to a leader of yet another party that must be devastated, Ndando, in terms of its performance, or should we say the MK eating its lunch.
Good evening, Toli. Good evening to our viewers at home. We are spot on. You know, smaller parties and parties that have been around the block, are just shocked as much as the African National Congress seems to be shocked with the outcomes of these elections, particularly here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, because for the longest time, actually for the past 10 years, from the past 30 years, since the dawn of democracy, you had the IFP leading the province of KwaZulu-Natal, in 1994 to 2002. But then after that, you saw the ANC ruling the province of KwaZulu-Natal unopposed. Last in 2019, it was able to garner 57% of the vote in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, making the IFP the official opposition in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. But tables have turned, for a lack of a better phrase, as we see most of political party leaders glued to the results screen, hoping for those much anticipated and much needed numbers to bridge and to close the gap between the Umkhonto weSizwe party and the other following political parties such as the ANC, Inkatha Freedom Party, the DA and the EFF. If I may turn and look at the results board, you are seeing that the MK party has surpassed the 1 million mark, making it the leading party in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, well followed by the IFP with just over 459,000 votes, and the ANC following at the third place with 440,000 votes as yet. We spoke to the provincial presiding officer of the IEC in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, Ntombefuthi Masinga, who says right now they are sitting at above 75% of counting and auditing of results. But she's saying that bigger metros such as the eThekwini, have not yet been counted, and places such as the Zululand District Municipality and the Umhlatuza, which the IFP hopes will bring much needed numbers they seek to bridge the gap between themselves and the Umkhonto weSizwe party, which is, raging flames in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. But let me bring into this conversation Ubabu Philani Mavundla, who's the leader of Abantu Bathu Congress. Ubabu Mavundla, thank you very much for your time. You are sitting at least, just less than 4,000 votes. How would you describe your performance this time around?
Good evening. Well, let's start by saying we've performed very bad. There's one thing that I promise our people, that I'll always be truthful about the situation. APC has performed very, very bad. We're expecting much, much better. Having said that, there are many losers, quite frankly. All of us, we are losers in KZN as it stands. Nobody can say, hey, well done, I've done much better. No, everybody has done bad, but we've done worse.
It could be worse, looking at the fact that bigger metros such as eThekwini and bigger regions such as King Cetshwayo District Municipality and the Zululand District Municipality have not yet been counted or they've not yet been tallied. Adding to the numbers we see on the screen, we are currently sitting at just over 2.4 million votes that have been counted and audited. Do you think the situation could be even worse than what it is?
I think the situation is still going to get worse for everyone. And the worst that I'm talking about more are the people who are sitting in legislature, who are definitely not going back to legislature. That's where it is. If you look at the numbers of where the other older parties are now, that gives a clear indication. But on the other side of the coin, as APC, we are very delighted about the fact that the ANC has lost the control of this province. That for us is a winner in everyone in KZN.
Talking about this province, you've been on time and time again calling for the independent Zulu state in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. Well, others might see that as being tribalist. Why were you calling for such? And would you think that the message did not resonate well with your electorate and your followers as Abantu Batu Congress?
No. That is not what it is. I mean, if you look at EFF, how they've performed, how the FP have performed, that tells you that is not a message. The truth of the matter is that MK has come in and has ambushed all of us. That is the reality. That's what has happened. Our message has been well received. If you listen to what the people are saying in KZN now, especially the MK members, it's very clear that they want out of South Africa. It is very clear that they are in support of the Zulu independent state. That's what's happening. But what has even bolstered this now is the statement that was issued by the national chairperson of the ANC, where he said, the Zulu people for voting MK, that meant they voted along tribal lines. We don't say the same thing about Eastern Cape. We don't say the same thing about Northwest. Why that is the case when it comes to KZN? We're going to repeat this. The Zulus are no longer needed in South Africa. That is a reality. The sooner they realize that, they know what I've been talking about. And I've said this before, I'm saying it again now, that you look at the top 6 of the ANC are only the people from Gauteng. The other provinces aren't represented. So it's very clear when the national chairperson of the ANC says we have voted along the tribal and we accept that. And we love being Zulus. There's absolutely nothing wrong. And I think the Xhosa people like to be Xhosa people. I think the Sotos, they like to be Abasut. So basically, sees it that way, we don't see it that way. We just love ourselves.
Well, loving yourselves, but do we still belong to the Rainbow Nation? Going to the fact that you're saying all of you are losers, as you are saying that MK party has ambushed all of you, what then becomes, a point of departure after these elections? Because a legislature, cabinet, provincial cabinet will have to be formed. We will have to go to the local government elections in 2026. What will you do differently so that at least you become part of the discourse politically in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, as you have lost flat this time around?
Remember, this election has been more about Zuma and MK and less of everything. If you look at what has happened since the 16th of December until this day, it tells you what has been a focal point. Now, come 2026, we'll be looking at people that we have put to stand in their own wards. The people who will be voting are the community that will be voting for the people that they trust. APC in 2021 managed to achieve 121,000 votes for the first time. Why? Because the people that we have in our communities are the people that our communities trusted. So basically, there's a big difference. However, having said that, we can't lie about the situation. MK is a bigger player now in this political arena. Come 2026, they'll still be around. We need to lift our socks if we want to be part of this.
In closing, now, would you say that these elections were free and fair? According to what you have observed as Abantu Batu Congress, I understand that you had a dispute. I assume that it has been resolved, but would you declare these elections free and fair according to your observation as a participant?
Well, I've been into quite a number of elections. This particular one was completely way better. We had far lesser incident. Everyone, it's very clear, was trying to win for his own party. It seems as if that's what we've been occupied with. As a result, it was much better than any other election. That's how we view it as ABC.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a million.
Well, that is Philani Mavundla, the leader of Abantu Batu Congress. He's vocal about, calling for the independent Zulu state in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, admitting to the fact that they are losers this time around, as MK party seems to be walking alone ahead of all the pack of political parties in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. Well, currently what is happening behind us is that votes are still continuing trickling in, and IEC officials are busy tallying those votes. We were told by the provincial presiding officer, Mfuti Masinga, that come Sunday they'll make that much anticipated announcement of releasing preliminary results as bigger role players such as the eThekwini Metro would have concluded their counting. With that, it's back to you, Xoli, for now.